Okay, we had the new parts come through from the factory. We'll get them on the car ahead of FP1.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of my F1 2018 Career Mode. Today we are here for round 4 of Season 4 for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Now as you can see, we have two big upgrades in the car, two major upgrades on the car. If you want to see how we got those, then do check out the last episode at China to see how we got to this point before spoilers do arrive on your screen. Now we arrive here in Baku, and as you can see on the development chart, we've taken a massive step forward compared to other teams with these two major upgrades, and luckily for us they were two failed major upgrades, which meant they were a lot cheaper than normal, and also they had no chance of failure because they already failed once before. So we brought a massive upgrade, and it's going to hopefully really help us out. A few other teams upgrading around us, but hopefully none of them as much as we are, which is what I'm hoping for basically. Now straight away, Baku, we've had a great start to the season, and we've got, I can't complain really. I mean, it's been a great season. Australia and Bahrain were great results with 2 8th places, and then finally we got our first win since Austria last season in China in the last race. So it's a great start to the season. We've really come alive, and the car feels great. The setups are consistent, the car's consistent, and I'm really enjoying driving this Mercedes car, having no tyre temperature issues. And we arrived here in Baku, and I'm hoping for more of the same. And realistically hoping that I can perform and try and find some extra performance, and you never know, score some good points yet again. The issue this weekend, just like any other race weekend, is getting through qualifying and getting through especially Q1, which is where the AI are glitched when it comes to pace, and they set some ridiculous lap times which I cannot meet, and that is where we're going to maybe struggle this weekend. In terms of race pace, we're fine. We're looking very good for race pace, as we have done really in all 3 races. Bahrain was kind of a standout moment for me, because Bahrain, we was really quick on the race on Sunday. We actually had genuine race pace, and I was very surprised. So again, this is one of them tracks like Bahrain where the AI are pretty strong naturally, and I tend to be quite slow compared to them. However, again, based off our Friday practice and also based off of Bahrain, I'm hoping that we do actually have some genuine race pace in the car, and we can compete with some of the big boys and try and put on a show, and also try and maintain our point scoring streak, because like I mentioned, we've got 3 points finishes so far in all 3 races, so let's make it 4 out of 4 as we then go into the European season. But now let's delve into qualifying here, and we're going to go straight into Q1 and straight onto a set of ultra soft compound tyres. And I've got to be honest, the AI were glitched as per usual in this qualifying. In sector 1 I was always losing around 8/10 to about a second, so I was losing a hell of a lot of time, and nothing I could really do about it. It was all about just trying to recover as the lap went on. I'd lose a little bit more time through sector 2, and then sector 3 was my strong point, but sector 1 I lost so much time just in that sector alone that it was really handicapping my lap times, and it was really putting me in trouble. And as you can see, we're currently in last place, no lap set just yet. We've now finished our first attempt. We're now going down the pit straight, bearing left for the shortest one to the line, and we are going to go P14 and actually qualify for Q2 for now. We go back out on another set of ultras on my second attempt, and we are actually P15 on the bubble, but then I get a poor exit out of the final corner, and I actually lose time all the way down this straight. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to improve on our second attempt. So I'm kind of just hoping now that the AI around us do not improve, and we do manage to get through, and we indeed do manage to sneak into Q2 there, and a very close qualifying. You can see there literally a second covering the top 16, extremely close, and it could have been a very different story if it had worked out differently. But all in all, I can't complain, and we go out in Q2 on these super soft compound tyres. Obviously I used 2 sets of ultras in Q1, which is not what I want to do, so I'm kind of down on a set of tyres. So in Q2 we went out on these supers, and to be fair, to set us a super soft compound tyre, the actual banker lap in itself wasn't too bad. And as you can see, we come up to the line here, and we are going to remain in last place, but it's about 1.6 off the pace. So I went back out on the ultras. However, I made a critical mistake because I did not leave myself enough time. You can see the clock ticking down in the top right hand corner of the screen, and we're just going to run out of time about a second and a half too late, and we miss out on improving our lap. So ultimately we are going to start the race tomorrow in a disappointing P15.
Your qualifying pace didn't put you at the front of the grid. Will this be a problem tomorrow? You left some bodywork out there on the track. Were you struggling for grip? Well, thanks anyway.
Good afternoon and welcome to Baku. This was the arena, if you think back to 2017, of one of the most eventful races of modern history, with controversy behind the safety car, last-second overtakes, and a historic podium for Williams and for Lance Stroll. So let's find out what lies in store for us this year. It's time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Baku City Circuit then, an unpredictable 3.7-mile track around the streets of the Azerbaijan capital. 20 turns for our drivers to navigate today, including the infamous Turn 8, one of the tightest and most challenging corners of the season. Joining me for today's race once again is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Martinez. No grip penalties, no mitigating circumstances, just a poor qualifying performance and a very disappointing start position for them today.
It's not a nice feeling, I promise you. They've got a quick car underneath them, but they've got onto the grid today and they need a pair of binoculars to see the start lights. They'll be desperate for a good start to make up for some of that deficit.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Verstappen, Esteban Ocon, and Ricciardo, Sainz, Perez, Ericsson, and Charles Leclerc, Gasly, Hülkenberg, Romain Grosjean and Alonso, Martinez, Magnussen, Brendan Hartley and Lance Stroll, Sirotkin and Stoffel van Dorn completes the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Right then, here we are on the grid, P15 after a shaky qualifying, but not a terrible qualifying, my best one of the season actually. So it's not all doom and gloom, and I think we can still do something here today. First of all, though, I want to mention I've literally just recorded this entire race, all 26 laps, and my game crashed as I crossed the finish line. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do the exact same strategy I did, which you guys will never see in the failed attempt. My target is to finish in P5 because in my failed attempt I finished in 5th. Now, that was a perfect race in my opinion. The strategy worked out perfectly, so if I can match that, I'll be ecstatic. Now, in terms of the strategy here today, we're going to start on the softs and transition to super softs. And in terms of the fuel, we are 2 laps over. The conditions are dry all the way through, and basically it's going to be about trying to be competitive in this first stint. If we're fast on this soft tyre and we can stay in the race with the slipstream and whatnot, then we're going to be competitive later on. What I actually did was, in my failed attempt, I managed to go until lap 18 on the softs, and then I put on the ultras at the end. So let's see what happens. I did have 2 VSCs in that failed attempt, so you never know. We might be lucky again. We'll have to wait and see, but for now we're going to stick to the original strategy, softs onto supers on a one-stop strategy. Let's just jump into it here and let's see how it goes. It's time for round 4 for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Right then, here we go. We're going to get ready for the 5 red lights here at Baku. Lights out and away we go. Not a terrible start, but Alonso getting off to a flyer in the McLaren. We lock up both fronts into turn 1. Alonso getting past Grosjean. We've got Magnussen to my right hand side. I want to try and get up the inside. Oh my god, Magnussen's gone for that move. That's way too aggressive. We're going to switch back underneath though. Let's see Alonso getting slipstreamed here by all of us. We're going to go to the inside and make it 3 wide. Who's the bravest of them all? Down the inside here. And we get the move done. And we're up into 12th place. We was the bravest on these soft compound tyres. And we've got the move done. And it's a great start from us, gaining a handful of positions on lap 1 here already after a couple of corners. So that's great news for us. Now we've got to try and get our head down and hope to have decent race pace here. Hopefully we don't lose the slipstream. Slipstream is critical here. We need to try and stay close to the AI cars in front. So let's get our head down and let's try and stay with Pierre Gasly here, who's the next car in front of us in the Toro Rosso around this circuit here. Car feels very understeery early on with all this extra fuel and also these tyres. But we need to get into Gasly's slipstream. Let's get our head down and let's chase him down. Kevin Magnussen edging towards me here. He tries to go to the outside, no way through. We've got too much straight line speeders. We've got a car in the pit lane here. DRS now enabled as I run a little bit deep into turn 1. That's going to put me on the back foot slightly here. Magnussen is going to try and look for the outside. I go defensive and force him to go the long way around. No way through for him there yet again. And we are able to stay in front of the Haas driver. We're now into 11th place here and DRS is enabled on lap 3. Well, that's pretty far back there from Magnussen. He went for the inside, but no way through. I'm pretty good on the brakes around this circuit. That's one thing I've got to say. No matter what tyre or how bad I'm driving, I'm confident in the brakes around here. Right, this time Magnussen might get close to me here. He's got DRS. He's going to have a much better run. But then again, he's not actually gaining on me. So I'm going to actually turn the engine modes down to stay in front. I just can't catch up to this massive slipstream train in front of us. If I could just get in that little slipstream, then I'll be okay. But I just can't get close enough, and it's annoying me because I can't save fuel or ERS. Personal best though, and the train has really slowed up though. I think this lap I will be within DRS come the end of the lap, so I think everything should be okay. Dare I say I might have DRS now? No, not quite. Well, hopefully by the end of the lap we should be within DRS in these guys. Okay, this time I'm close enough, I think.
Valtteri is in the pits.
Yes, I am. DRS on Gasly here. We can save ERS and fuel. Cars in the pit lane now as the ultra soft runners start to come in. Hot on the brakes into turn 1. Let's not lock up. There we go. P7. We've got Vettel right behind us, who's just left the pit lane on fresh super softs in that Ferrari. He could be on the back of me here, but luckily I have DRS and Gasly, so that should give me enough to be able to stay in front of him for now. Raikkonen's getting overtaken here by Daniel Ricciardo. Kimi struggling in the other Ferrari. I reckon we can make something happen here. Yellow flag behind. Gasly here is going to be a little bit slow, but I just don't have the rear end traction on these softs. The yellow flag though still staying there in that sector 1. But we're currently P7 here. Things are going very well for us. So guys, Sirotkin out of the race in the Williams. There you go. That's what's happened in the Williams there. He's out of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. No VSC or safety car it seems though from that incident. Let's see what happens here on this pit straight now, because the slipstream is going to be massive. Hulkenberg out of the race as well in the Williams. That's a big retirement. That's a potential championship contender there, because that Renault is fast. Here we go though, through the chicane. Vettel's going to be close to me because of those super softs. I should still have a DRS though on Gasly. There we go. So that's fine. Try and save a little bit of ERS as Ericsson comes into the pit lane, I think, along with Ricciardo. Vettel to the inside line. I'm going to let him have it. I'm not going to fight him too hard as Gasly goes side by side with Kimi Raikkonen. I'm just going to try and get Sebastian's DRS realistically and just try and continue what I'm doing. I'm running a different strategy here, so I'm not really racing Vettel. Meanwhile, Raikkonen and Gasly battle away as we now jump up into 6th place. Right then, Raikkonen's going to be a sitting duck here. Vettel hasn't pulled away, so we are close. Vettel's obviously going to go for the move on his teammate. We're not going to fight it. I'm going to try and not use ERS to try and save that battery up so I can actually attack somebody. Now we're going to run it into overtake. DRS open. Raikkonen peels off into the pit lane. We're going to get the overspeed on Sebastian Vettel here, but I'm not going to commit to an overtake. Although Vettel does go defensive and runs deep. Oof, a little bit of contact there. We just tapped. Didn't mean to, but Vettel's kind of made it hard for himself by not needing to go defensive and doing so. A little bit more contact here. We're going to get DRS though on Sebastian. Magnussen though is trying to go for the move here. We need to try and stay in front if we can. I need to get out of it. We're on the outside of Magnussen here maybe. Yeah, there we go. Good stuff. And we hold on to the position. We hold on to P4. Now we need to try and pull away and get a gap out to Magnussen if possible. Right, Sergio Perez in the pit lane. And we take 3rd place. And for now, we're on for a podium finish. Will it finish that way? I hardly doubt it. But, you know, we're there for now. As we lock up into turn 2. That's going to put me on the back foot a little bit compared to Magnussen. So we might have to defend a little bit here. Using overtake and rich mix. There we go. Seems like myself and Kev are actually pulling away from the cars behind, so this works for me. Another personal best. Magnussen though, I just can't shake him off at the minute. I really can't. He's staying close enough and it's annoying me. Luckily though, he's not costing me time by trying to overtake me, so that's fine. Oh, VSC deployed. I'm not sure what that's for, but we will take it. I wonder if there's been another incident maybe in Sector 1. Either way, it gives me a chance to cool everything down a little bit. I'm okay though, Magnussen. He's not really, like I said, making an attack, so we're happy to keep him behind. These tyres are working well. I'm setting good lap times. I'm competitive. The VSC is ending already. That's a quick one. A very quick VSC. And And there we go. We've got a good relaunch here. We're actually pulled away from Magnussen quite nicely. We've timed it quite well. And we can actually stay in standard engine modes, which is good. Right, I think Magnussen comes in. Yes, he does. Along with Pierre Gasly. So we're now running solo here. As I match my personal best. We're now up into second place. And Vettel leads the way. So we've got a couple more laps to go before we come in for the super softs here. So let's keep going. Our pace is good. So let's make it count.
Some information on Vettel. They seem to have an issue.
Ooh, Vettel in front with a car problem, it seems. Let's see what the issue is. He's going slow, yellow flag. Here's he retiring. Can't really tell. I think it's a puncture. I want to say it's a puncture for Sebastian there, but we take first place in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Oh, that was close. Jesus, very close. I had to correct myself mid-corner there, but yellow flag. Vettel's going to hold everybody up through the castle section, which is beautiful. Yes, son, beautiful. Love that. Vettel's basically a safety car. He's holding everybody up through the castle, and that has bought me some precious time. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Right then, we're now all of a sudden we are in this race here. You never know what can happen. Oh, VSC deployed again. Second one this race. I'm guessing that might be for Sebastian, who's trying to recover to the pit lane. How long will this stay out for? Will it stay out for long enough for me to pit in this lap maybe? A lap earlier than scheduled? We'll have to find out. Looks like not. The VSC's ending, so we're not going to get that benefit. There we go, back to speed. At least no one else benefit from it. At least no one else that I'm racing. So let's get our head down again and let's pick up the pace and let's keep going. We're pitting in next lap for super softs. On for a personal best here. I'm tempted to just keep going for a little bit longer and trying to strap on the ultra softs like I've done in the failed attempt just before. It means that I have to get to lap 18. Looking at my tyres, I reckon I can do this. If not, I'll pit in this lap now at the end of lap 15 for super softs, but I want to try and give it a go. So let's stay out for one more. Oh, another yellow flag. And we're on for an even better personal best this time around. I think I'm going to come in for the supers. I think it's too tempting. That yellow flag could be an opportunity. So we are going to come in this lap for the super softs. Let's not speed if possible. Get it all slowed down. There we go. And Charles Leclerc's retired. So Charles Leclerc and the Sauber out of the Grand Prix. Great stop, 2.2. And let's see how many positions we lose. We've got a Renault in the pit lane there. We're going to drop down to P6 for now, it seems. About to be P7 as here comes one of the Toro Rossos, but I reckon we could come out in front of that Toro Rosso. Yes, we do. So we rejoin in P6 on fresh super softs. Unfortunately, nothing from Leclerc's retirement. That would have really helped us out. But we do have the tyre advantage now. So let's see what these are like and let's try and switch them on. And let's see if we can get any more places here. Okay, Bottas in the pit lane. We've done enough. We've managed to get out of Hartley's DRS. So we're now over a second ahead of him. And we're going to jump all the way up into P4 and on the brink of a podium here. Magnussen's in front on softs. I'm not sure. I think he probably won't have to stop. So this will be for position. So we have to try and catch up to him and try and pass him for a podium finish. Look at that, 38.8. Personal best. And I am on the hunt to chase after Kevin Magnussen. This is happening. We are going for the podium here today, boys, in Baku, which I never thought would happen, but we have shown great pace. We did a really good stint on the soft tyre, and we've now put ourselves in with a chance of a podium finish. We're getting really close to Magnussen now. I'm not within DRS, however, I've gained so much on this straight that I will be within DRS for the next straight. Braking late for turn 1, attacking that inside curb on the power. Hopefully I get DRS on this back straight here. Yes, there we go. DRS on Magnussen. Alright then, here we go. Still got plenty of laps to go, so I've got plenty of opportunity to pass him. I've also got to try and maintain my tyre life as well. Here we go then. We're going to wind it up all the way through the chicane. We need to try and make this pass a definitive one and not give him a chance of coming back after me. So we're going to leave it late into turn 1. Very late. Here we go. Down the inside, personal best. Late on the brakes, still lock up. But it's a good move. And it's a definitive move where we've not allowed him to get any form of switchback. Now I've got to try and pull away and break a second gap this lap. Critical that we're out of DRS by the end of it, otherwise Hartley and Bottas, who are behind, are going to get involved. Right, we've done enough. Magnussen will not have DRS on me, so a strong lap. And Gasly is up the road. I don't know if we'll have enough pace to catch him, but we're still in contention here. This isn't over just yet. Right rear getting a little bit hot there. Just saw it going to 103 momentarily. Just got to watch out for that tyre temperature. But it's looking very much under control here. And we are catching Gasly. Will it be enough? I'm not sure. But we are catching. Right, we have company. Valtteri Bottas, my teammate on fresher super softs, has caught up to the back of me now. So let's see how this one pans out. I'm going to not use my high engine modes. I'm going to let Bottas try and get past me here the long way round to the left. And let him basically have a wash of air and like just dirty air in his face. I'm going to try and pick up the slipstream. Now transition to overtake ERS. Can I go back around the outside of turn 1? That's what I want to try and do. Late on the brakes into turn 1, a little bit of third gear action there, rotating the car. No way back through though. Bottas makes the move for the final podium spot. We're going to get DRS here. Can we get back past him? Are we going to be close enough? I don't think we are. He's had a great traction out there. I am gaining, but not enough. Let's see if I can try and stay with him and maybe try and re-overtake him at the end of this lap. 1.5 laps remain though, so we've got to make it count. Yeah, Bottas has done enough. I can't get close enough now. He's just pulled the trigger and gone. Using up the last of my ERS onto the last lap of the Grand Prix. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think Bottas has timed it beautifully and he's made it work. Here we go then. Final lap, final couple of corners. Sergio Perez wins in Baku. Pierre Gasly will get second and Valtteri Bottas will round off the podium. We are just going to miss out in P4. But having said that, I'm not disappointed because we started from P15 and that is still a great result for us, and especially for us as a team with a 3-4 finish and Ferrari nowhere in sight. That is a great finish for us and I'm very, very happy with that as a team. Great race, great result.
So another fantastic victory for Force India today. So how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
I think the key here was just the quality of the racecraft, you know. I mean, how many overtakes did they make overall? I'm sure we have a stat person keeping score somewhere. It was fantastic to watch, wasn't it? This is a strategic sport at the end of the day, but it's always really gratifying to see close-fought battles on track. It's what all the fans are after.
I can see them on their way out to the podium now. Force India have really come a long, long way in this sport. And what a special race this was to see them earn that top spot.
Right, so change of plan. Now, basically, I had the same thing happen a second time. My game crashed. Literally as I crossed the as the screen goes black when you get the result of where you finish once it fades out, my game crashed for the second time. Luckily this time I actually I mid-session saved on the last lap because just in case if it happened again. So luckily I basically removed all my mods and I've only put on my helmet and I've rebooted the game and it's fixed itself and we've got to this screen. Now the bad thing is there'll be no replay cameras. The upside is we've managed to get the result that we need, and this time I've not got to redo the race for a third time. So as you can see, Perez wins ahead of Gasly and Bottas. We get a fourth ahead of Hartley, Ericsson, Magnussen, Grosjean, Verstappen and Lance Stroll. Ocon misses out on points, as does Sainz, Raikkonen, Alonso, Ricciardo and Vettel in P17 there after that puncture earlier on. So Ferrari scored no points, which means for the Drivers' Championship we jump up into third place. We are 10 points behind Perez, who's the current championship leader. Vettel drops down to P2 and Bottas also gets himself up into P7 there. And in terms of the constructors, we jump up into second place, overtaking Red Bull and Force India, and we are 14 points behind Ferrari. So it's all come alive and it's all got very lit in the championships after 4 races, and that Ferrari double non-points finish has really brought us all closer together. But all in all, that was Baku, a very good race, a thoroughly enjoyable one, even though I had to do it twice. They were both just as good. And yeah, we're now going to move into the laptop.
You really cut your way through the field today. What was your strategy? Do you think you were lucky not to end your race with that crash? Well, thanks anyway.
Right then, so it's time for our first contract negotiation of the season. Let's see how this goes and let's see what we can potentially put on the table and let's see if they accept it. Right, so contract attempt number 1, we've gone for 9th in qualifying, which is the lowest I could possibly go considering the issues in qualifying with the AI. Race position P5, because I think that's a good balance considering we're going into the European season. I've tried to go for first driver, so let's see what they say about that. Team goal on hard, and then obviously race bonus 75, upgrade speed on level 3, simultaneous development level 3, and pit stop efficiency on none. Let's see what they say to this first offer.
They didn't like those terms. Let's try again.
Right, so quite a long way off. So what we're going to do is we're going to knock this down to level 2 and knock this down to level 2, and that might do it.
All right, the terms have been agreed. All that's left is to sign the paperwork. You'll be on this new deal from the next race weekend.
Right then, job done. So successful contract negotiation. Now let's move into our rivals. Now obviously Bottas is beating me by 4 points. We have 3 options here to choose from. I'm going to go for Daniel Ricciardo. I think I can go straight for the jugular and try and beat him. So that's that done as well. And we have 1,656 points to burn. So I think I'm tempted. Reliability is tempting because I need to try and improve. We've got 2 options on the table because MGUH and ICE need improving as we go into Spain, which is the next race. Engine wise, we could do some improved performance, has to be said. So I reckon we can wait on this a bit. I think I can hold off for now. I think if we can aim to bring a massive double or triple upgrade for Spa and Monza, then I'll work on that. But for now, we've got, Monaco is in the horizon, so we have to be honest with ourselves. So we're going to get an Aero one here, which is pretty damn cheap. So we're going to get that on the car. And then another one here, another couple of 100 points. Pretty cheap, actually. And then one more maybe for the drag. Can we get that? No, we can't. Not enough points. Over here, not quite, 666, and over here, 666. Okay, so we can't get those. Never mind, we've got 2 upgrades on the car. Can we afford? Yes, we can. We can afford some aero ones. So we're going to go for a weight reduction on the car, and yeah, get that on the car for Spain. So not bad. Not bad at all. We've got a nice little raft of upgrades coming, and that should really push us. And actually, we should just overtake Ferrari just if they don't improve. But all in all, guys, that is going to be it for this episode of Career Mode. If you have enjoyed it, then please do drop a like on the video. Also, do get subscribed for daily Formula 1 content, and also turn notifications to not miss a single video from me. Finally, check out these 2 videos on your screen if you have missed them. But other than that, thank you for watching, guys. And I'll see you in my next episode very soon. But until then, it's goodbye from me.